Your cat licks you. Cute, isn't it? But what if I told you this seemingly simple gesture could be a silent cry for help? Most owners believe it's just affection, a heartwarming display of love. I've thought so too for years, watching my felines with that silly smile on their faces until a feline behaviorist alerted me to a reality that completely changed my perspective. Many signals and behaviors we consider normal or even adorable are often ignored or misinterpreted, until it's too late and we're faced with serious health or well-being issues for our companions. The truth is that cats are masters of deception. While dogs express their needs more directly, and obviously, felines communicate through subtleties that often go unnoticed by humans. It's as if we speak different languages, and we, as responsible pet owners, need to learn to decipher this complex and fascinating language. Welcome to the Cat Forever channel, and today I'm going to reveal 12 feline behaviors that 99% of owners misinterpret, behaviors that may seem common, but that carry important messages about the physical, emotional, and psychological state of our feline friends. If your cat exhibits any of these behaviors, you may be missing a genuine call for help, a silent cry for attention, care, or even medical treatment. Feline communication is rich in nuances, and each gesture has a specific evolutionary purpose. Understanding these messages not only strengthens the bond between you but can also save your companion's life in critical situations. So, follow along and prepare to see your cat in a new light and transform your relationship through knowledge. The first revelation is about the famous rear end lift, a behavior that confuses many owners around the world. Let's start with a gesture many consider strange or even embarrassing. You're calmly petting your feline and suddenly their bottom rises, as if offering it up for your caresses. Many owners feel uncomfortable or simply don't know how to react. But the reality behind this behavior is absolutely surprising and touching. This is, in fact, one of the greatest compliments a cat can give. The base of the tail is an extraordinarily sensitive area, packed with nerve endings that connect directly to the animal's pleasure system. By allowing you to touch it, the cat not only demonstrates intense pleasure but also absolute trust in you. It's as if to say, "You can touch my most vulnerable area, because I completely trust your intentions." Furthermore, this behavior has deep roots in feline development. In unneutered females, it can indicate the heat period, a time when hormones are raging and the need to reproduce becomes predominant. But even in neutered cats, the gesture remains an expression of well-being and contentment. There's another fascinating layer to this behavior. Rear end lifting is also a sophisticated way of sharing one's scent, something reserved only for very close friends in the feline social hierarchy. Anal glands release unique pheromones, a sort of chemical calling card that carries information about identity, health, and emotional state. When your cat does this, they're literally sharing their essence with you, a gesture of intimacy that in nature would be reserved only for the closest members of the social group. In other words, you've just received the feline version of an intimate hug, a declaration of love that goes far beyond what we can express with words. It's a moment of profound connection that deserves to be celebrated and understood in all its complexity. The second behavior that causes confusion is a talkative cat, that companion who won't stop meowing throughout the day. When your cat can't sit still, don't just think it's a tantrum or an attempt to get attention for extra treats. This excessive vocalization can be a much more serious warning than we imagine, a desperate way of communicating needs that go beyond the obvious. Sometimes it's true. It can simply be hunger, thirst, or a desire to play, especially if it coincides with normal feeding times or if the cat is full of energy. But it can also signal deep stress, devastating loneliness, separation anxiety, or even a mating call in unneutered animals. Context is key to correct interpretation. An interesting fact is that certain breeds, such as Siamese and Oriental cats, are naturally chatty, true natural communicators of the feline world. These cats have developed over generations a genetic tendency to vocalize more, establishing complex dialogues with their owners. For them, meowing is a natural way to express emotions, desires, and even thoughts, creating a constant conversation that can last for hours. However, pay close attention when a traditionally quiet and reserved cat suddenly becomes a compulsive talker. This radical change in behavior is a red flag that should not be ignored. Sudden changes in tone of voice, frequency, or intensity of meowing can indicate acute physical pain, internal discomfort, developing diseases, or serious neurological disorders. Elderly cats, for example, can develop cognitive dysfunction syndrome, a condition similar to Alzheimer's in humans, which often manifests as excessive vocalization and disorientation. When this happens, it's time to see a veterinarian immediately for a thorough evaluation and accurate diagnosis. The third intriguing behavior is a famous lick and bite, a sequence that leaves many owners completely confused. One moment your cat is showing affection through gentle, loving licks, the next, you receive an unexpected bite. Strange? Not so much when we understand the complexity of feline psychology. This seemingly contradictory alternation can mean several important things. First, it may indicate that he genuinely sees you as part of the family, as a member of the social group deserving of both affection and boundary setting. In nature, related cats often alternate between mutual grooming, that is, cats licking each other and small corrections through light nipping. It can also be a clear invitation to play, especially if accompanied by playful body movements such as sideways jumps, sudden runs, or an attacking position with the rear end raised. Cats learn from kittens that play involves a mix of petting and small simulated bites, preparing them for future social interactions and hunting situations. Another possibility is that you've exceeded your petting threshold, an individual comfort zone that varies from cat to cat. Some felines tolerate long petting sessions, while others prefer smaller, more controlled doses when tactile stimulation becomes excessive. They use biting as a polite way of saying thanks, but that's enough for now. It's up to you as an attentive owner to carefully observe the body language that precedes these moments. Erect, alert ears combined with a relaxed tail and gentle movements indicate that it's simply a playful nibble, part of a healthy social game. Ears low and flat against the head, combined with a bristling tail and tense movements, indicate genuine irritation or discomfort that needs to be respected. Most of the time, it's simply your cat's unique and perhaps somewhat painful way of showing affection within their own social language. Accepting and understanding this mixed communication is a fundamental part of a harmonious coexistence. The fourth worrying sign is hermit cat behavior. When your sociable companion suddenly starts hiding under the bed, in the closet behind furniture, or in any dark, secluded corner of the house, this seemingly harmless habit of isolating itself is actually a powerful instinct inherited directly from the wild. In nature, sick, injured, or vulnerable animals instinctively retreat to safe, secure locations, away from predators that might take advantage of their weakened condition. It's a survival strategy that has saved countless lives throughout evolution. When a domestic feline, accustomed to the social life of the home, suddenly adopts this behavior, it's triggering ancestral alarms that deserve our immediate attention. This isolation can be a sign of significant physical discomfort, from joint pain to digestive problems. It can also indicate intense emotional stress caused by changes in the environment, the arrival of new animals or people, home renovations, or even changes in family routine. In more severe cases, it can signal serious illnesses such as kidney problems, heart problems, diabetes, or even tumors. The rule of thumb is simple: if the behavior persists for more than 24 hours, especially when accompanied by additional symptoms such as lack of appetite, changes in litter box habits, lethargy, or changes in breathing, take your cat to the vet immediately. Don't expect the situation to resolve itself. The fifth peculiar behavior is seed thief, a situation every feline owner knows well. You get up for just a few seconds to get a glass of water or answer the phone, and when you return, your cat has already completely taken your seat, comfortably ensconced as if it were the rightful owner. It seems like pure mischief or a challenge to your authority, but it's actually a clever strategy based on specific physiological and psychological needs. Cats have a slightly higher body temperature than us and consequently prefer warmer environments. The chair or sofa you just vacated still preciously retains your body heat, creating a perfect microenvironment for your cat's thermal comfort. It's like a natural heating pad they can't resist. Beyond the thermal aspect, there's a deeply significant olfactory dimension. The place is completely permeated with their unique scent, creating an atmosphere of security and emotional well-being for a cat. Being enveloped by the scent of someone they love is comforting and reassuring, like a feline version of a warm hug. To complete this complex picture, occupying your space can also be a subtle way of marking territory and establishing social bonds. It's as if publicly declaring, "This human is mine, we are family, and I have special rights in this house," far from being disrespectful. It's a declaration of belonging and affection. The sixth feline obsession is the inexplicable love of cardboard boxes. You invest a considerable amount of money in fancy toys, expensive scratching posts, and cutting-edge accessories. But what really piques your cat's interest is a simple cardboard packaging that comes with it. This universal phenomenon isn't just whimsy or a lack of sophistication. Boxes awaken primal hunting and survival instincts. They are perfect ambush hideouts, allowing cats to observe their surroundings while remaining completely hidden. The feeling of being protected on three sides, with only one controlled exit, conveys a profound sense of security that few other environments can provide. The material itself is also irresistible to natural behaviors like scratching, biting, and tearing. The cardboard texture offers ideal resistance for sharpening claws, while the sound and sensation of tearing satisfy important sensory needs. It's like a multisensory toy created by nature. Scientific studies conducted in shelters show that cats given cardboard boxes adapt significantly faster to their new environment and experience lower stress levels during the transition period. Researchers observed that these animals displayed more relaxed behavior, increased appetite, and faster socialization with humans and other cats. In other words, this isn't just a quirk or eccentricity. It's a legitimate survival and well-being resource that we should encourage and provide. The seventh affectionate behavior is paw massage, one of the most tender and meaningful gestures in the feline repertoire. When your cat rhythmically presses its paws against you, alternating between right and left as if kneading bread, it's performing a ritual deeply rooted in its personal and evolutionary history. This behavior dates back to the first days of life, when puppies stimulate their mother's mammary glands to increase milk production. The rhythmic movement and pressure not only facilitate nursing, but also release feel-good hormones in both mother and puppy, creating a powerful association between this gesture and feelings of security, love, and contentment. In adulthood, repeating this ancient movement means your baby feels completely loved, safe, and relaxed by your side. It's as if you're activating comforting childhood memories, transporting them to that state of total protection they experience with their mother. There's also a chemical dimension to this behavior. Paw pads have specialized glands that secrete unique pheromones, and kneading also functions as a sophisticated way to mark you as a member of a family. Each pressure deposits invisible molecules that declare their affection and establish lasting chemical bonds. The eighth warning sign is compulsive grooming, a behavior that can easily be mistaken for natural feline vanity. All cats are meticulous about their cleanliness, dedicating several hours a day to grooming. But when licking goes beyond normal limits, turning into a destructive obsession, we need to pay special attention. When this behavior results in visible bald patches, creating bald or patchy areas, open skin wounds, or excessive hairball production that interferes with digestion, we're dealing with a problem that goes far beyond vanity. It could be indicative of food or environmental allergies, external or internal parasites, joint pain that the cat tries to alleviate through licking, or even anxiety disorders and depression. They often begin to lick themselves compulsively to relieve emotional stress, a mechanism similar to what we observe in humans who bite their nails, pull out their hair, or engage in other repetitive behaviors in stressful situations. Excessive grooming becomes an outlet for emotions they can't express otherwise. If you notice your cat obsessively fixating on a specific area of its body, licking until it breaks its skin or creating wounds that won't heal, consider this an urgent call for help. Early intervention can prevent serious complications and restore your cat's well-being. The ninth crucial indicator is dilated eyes, windows that reveal much more than we imagine about our feline's internal state. Pupils act as direct mirrors of a cat's emotions, physical sensations, and health conditions. If they are constantly dilated, even in well-lit environments where they should naturally constrict, it's a warning sign that cannot be ignored. permanently dilated pupils can indicate a wide range of conditions: extreme excitement, chronic fear, significant physical pain, neurological problems, or even systemic diseases affecting the nervous system. Cats in heat also often exhibit this symptom, a result of the intense hormonal changes that accompany the reproductive cycle. While it may sometimes simply be intense happiness or positive stimulation, when dilation is constant and for no apparent reason, especially if accompanied by other symptoms such as changes in appetite, changes in behavior, or signs of discomfort, the recommendation is to seek immediate veterinary evaluation. The 10th gesture, completely opposite to the previous one, is a love blink, a behavior that often goes unnoticed or is interpreted as mere drowsiness. That slow, deliberate closing of the eyes is, in fact, one of the most tender and meaningful gestures in the feline emotional vocabulary. By blinking slowly and intentionally in your direction, the cat is demonstrating total vulnerability and absolute trust in nature. Closing one's eyes in the presence of another being is an act of extreme faith, as it means temporarily relinquishing the vigilance needed to detect danger. It's literally a feline kiss, a silent declaration of love and security. The most wonderful part is that you can actively participate in this emotional conversation. Try blinking back, slowly and gently, maintaining loving eye contact. You'll most likely receive an immediate response, creating a silent and deeply affectionate dialogue that extraordinarily strengthens the bond between you. It's a form of intimate communication that transcends words and creates moments of pure connection. The 11th confusing behavior is the infamous belly trap, a situation that frustrates many well-meaning owners. The dog lies down relaxed, exposing its most cuddly and seemingly vulnerable abdominal region. And when you, inevitably tempted by the cuteness, try to pet this irresistible area, sharp claws and teeth quickly appear in defense. Don't take this reaction as personal rejection or unwarranted aggressive behavior. Voluntarily baring the abdomen represents the absolute pinnacle of feline trust, a display of vulnerability that in nature would be reserved only for the closest and most trusted companions. It's an honor to be treated to this kind of sight. However, the protective instinct automatically overrides when someone tries to touch this extremely sensitive and vital region. The abdomen houses essential organs, and even in a safe home environment, the defensive reflex remains active. In short, it's communicating a complex message: I trust you completely, enough to show my greatest vulnerability, but my instincts still won't allow you to touch this critical area. Finally, the 12th behavior is the unexpected gift, perhaps one of the most misunderstood gestures in all of feline communication. Waking up in the morning to find a lifeless bird, mouse, insect, or even a favorite toy carefully placed next to your bed may seem unpleasant, macabre, or simply inconvenient. However, this is one of the purest displays of affection and consideration a cat can offer. In the wild, feline mothers bring back captured prey to teach their kittens essential hunting and survival techniques. It's a protective and nurturing gesture that ensures the survival of the species. When a domestic cat replicates this behavior, it's activating deep maternal or paternal instincts, treating you as a beloved family member deserving of care and provision. It means they see you as part of the clan, someone important enough to share precious resources and survival knowledge with. Even if the gift is just an inanimate object like a toy or a small ball of paper, the gesture carries the same emotional and symbolic weight. It's a great honor to be treated with this demonstration of care and consideration. Understanding these 12 behaviors completely transformed our perception of the emotional and communicative complexity of felines. Each gesture, each seemingly simple attitude, carries deep layers of meaning that connect our domestic companions to their wild ancestors, revealing a psychological richness that deserves our respect, understanding, and admiration. Now tell me, has your cat ever exhibited any of these behaviors in their daily lives? And if this content expanded your understanding of feline behavior, please like and subscribe to the Cat Forever channel for more revelations and secrets from the world of cats. See you in the next video.